So, in today's movie, I want to explain what the dark night of the soul is, how it works, why does it exist, and what are the signs of the dark night of the soul, and how can you get out of the dark night of the soul. Hi, everybody. My name is Jerry, and I want to talk about spirituality. So, the dark night of the soul is a part of your life that nearly everybody goes through. And this part is the part in your deepest point in the pit. You're on the bottom of the well and you're in the darkest time of your life. The dark night of the soul is where you have lost meaning. You have lost all of the goodness in life. It disappears. The dark night of the soul. It happens mostly around between 30 and 40 years old. It can happen earlier. So, the dark night of the soul is created by spirituality. It's actually a dying off of the ego. It's when the ego has reached its highest point. Spirit will remove the things that you are the most attached to, just to show you that the ego is a three-dimensional, it's a by effect, it's not spirituality. Spirituality is the truth. Everything comes from spirituality, and the ego is here for us to survive, is a survival mechanism. But to survive what? To survive death? If you want to survive death, spirit never dies. Spirit is everlasting. It has no beginning and it has no end. And the ego is our 3D body, and the ego has a beginning, it has an end. It has its ups and it has its down. So first you need to understand, why does this dark night of the soul happens? This dark night of the soul happens because spirit is expanding itself, and spirit wants to experience, and spirit wants to feel, and spirit wants to learn. But now, to experience, feel, and learn, you need to experience all of the facets of negativity and positivity. Both are there because both are creating reality. Our reality is based on the opposites, on up and down, left and right, good and bad. So you need the bad to see the good, but you also need the good to see the bad. But for us to experience the bad or the good, you need to go as deep as possible into the darkness. It has been said that this part of our universe, that we are actually warriors, we came to this part of the universe where other souls don't want to come. It is one of the most difficult universes to get out of it. If you're already in, you create karma, and karma creates a repeating of life again. We came here on this earth to prove and to show off. There is also a little bit of ego in, like a game. You want to level up. If you've never played the game, you cannot level up. So you need to play the game to level up. This game, this life, three-dimensional life, is a game. It has been proven that this life is a simulation. And this simulation is here for us to learn, experience, and level up and feel. The leveling up is very important. If you play a game and you're not leveling up, at one moment the game is worthless. You need to go to the next level and learn something new. This experience keeps on going. It's endless. You need to keep on learning. The dark night of the soul is the challenge that pushes you to level up. And how do you level up? By coming out of the darkness. This part of the region is actually the darkest part of the universe. And it's so dark that leveling up from here, it's really difficult. But the more difficult a thing is, the more power, the more leveling up. We have to embrace the darkness, because the darkness is here for you to experience the light. So a lot what happened with me is that there was a time of my life when I've reached the darkest point, felt so terrible. That time, struggling, trying to find my way out of the darkness was one of the most difficult things that I experienced in my life. But now I understand that difficulty, it's a way for you to show how good you are. I don't mean good like in goodness. I mean, so you're a warrior. How can you come out of the darkness into the light? That kind of a goodness. Of course, the deeper you went into the darkness, the more difficult it will be to get out of it. But the thing you need to understand is that life happens for you and not to you. So the darkness happened just for you to level up. You need friction in life to move forward. You need falling to get up. When you fall, the getting up, it's actually the way that we grow. We grow by having negativity, and this negativity will let you see what the positivity is. By having the negativity, we can thrive into positivity. We can crawl out of the negativity and then experience the positivity. You will see a lot in life that people, they become resentful, they become ungrateful because they have experienced only positivity. And then life is really strange. Spirit will remove all of your positivity and then give you negativity so you can appreciate the positivity again. So a good example for this thing is the butterfly and the caterpillar. We are caterpillars, and there will become a certain time in our life when our ego, when we have to die and then reborn as a butterfly. And this is what the dark night of the soul is. We die in a certain way. The things that we are so much attached to will be removed from us. And then we have to be reborn and see that we are not the things that we are so attached to. We don't need all of the things that we are so attached to. We need ourselves. Always going inward from dying and being reborn. All of the egoistic things needs to die and to be reborn again. So what happened with me is when I was in a relationship, Spirit removed everything from me. I lost nearly my job. I lost my children, and I lost my partner. I was living with an egoistic, self-centered ex. And the thing was that I was not focused. I did not care about myself. I was more focused on the outer world than my inner world. I was not taking care of my inner world. I was taking care of other people's inner world. So what then happened is that Spirit, the dark night, took everything away. I didn't see my children for 3 years because of a egoistic, self-centered ex. And then now what happens is that the universe, spirit, it pushes you to be reborn, pushes you to love yourself more than you have loved other people. So this is not loving yourself in an egoistic way. This is more like self-love, self-care, taking care of yourself. You can only take care of other people if you have taken first care of your own self. You can only love other people if you have loved your own self. This is the thing that happens with the dark night of the soul, is that you are being reborn and you're getting to know yourself in a new way, where you understand that you are number one and you have to take care of other people, but first you have to take care of yourself. This was the first thing I needed to learn from the dark night of the soul. It took a while. It took a lot of thinking, a lot of being alone, a lot of feeling depressed, feeling alone. But then you discover that you cannot find your love in other people. You cannot find togetherness in other people. You cannot find everything that you're looking for. You have to look for it in yourself. If you look for it in other people, which the universe has taken away from you, then you have a big problem. And this is what I see a lot with people that jump into spirituality, that has gone to the dark night of the soul. They're lonely. They're alone. And this loneliness is a difficult time of their life because you're looking for people around you, especially the people that you have lost, if it's your parents that died or your spouses or children. You will feel a loss, but this loss is actually you yourself telling yourself that you need the love of other people for you to feel happy. But you need to find the love in yourself to make yourself happy. This is the experience that most of us have chosen to experience, is to feel the love for ourselves. So this thing I had to learn is to learn how being with myself. And I was googling what does self-love means, because I'm such a giver that I give everything. I was a empath without boundaries. And then I died. I went through the dark night of the soul, and then I discovered that I am the most important thing in my life, and I need to love myself first before I can have love for other things and other people. So, thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell button. Bye bye.